So what's going on, guys? I'm Black Ops Amazing. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be looking at the brand new teasers that we've had over the past few days to do with our next Zombies installment, I guess you could say. I was going to say Zombies map, but we're not getting that until, what, June Season 4? We are in May right now, so that's over a month away. But what Treyarch have done over the past couple of days is given us teasers towards the Outbreak Easter egg, which we know we are getting in Season 3 Reloaded on March the 20th. So until that day comes, which is next Thursday, expect in the upcoming days, Treyarch are going to give us even more teasers. And like I said, these did start a day or two ago. I haven't been covering them straight away though because they're very minuscule. They don't really give us too much information. So what I've done is compiled everything we have so far so that we have enough to talk about. Anyway, so yesterday Treyarch gave us the first official teaser for the Outbreak Easter egg. They said the hunt begins on May the 20th. #zombies. And along with this, they give us the classic blueprint they show us every time they want to tease something in Cold War Zombies. I would like to see them mix up these sort of teasers they give us now and again. But anyway, taking a look at what they've given to us, it is a blueprint of the beacon communications receiver. We get a side, front and back view, and it says the beacon's communications receiver is designed for use with the Dark Ether beacon mechanism. Once the connection is established, the receiver enables communication through otherwise inaccessible broadcast frequencies. Perfect for emergency field use, as the channel cannot be intercepted or decrypted through traditional methods. It's kind of difficult to read there at the end because the writing's faded out. So yeah, we've got a blueprint of one of Omega's beacon communications receivers. It's designed to be used alongside the Dark Ether beacon that we see in Outbreak, and it allows you to make communication that you wouldn't normally be able to. So from what I'm gathering, it allows Omega to talk to people from the other side, from within the Dark Ether. There are also a couple of notes on here. The first one says, I have come into possession of this device. I think it will be useful for what lies ahead. And the other note says, I know what Omega is planning. We must stop them before it is too late. So these notes are from Revanov, and they've been sent to Maxis. We know that Revanov is in the Ural Mountains. He told us at the end of the Firebase Easter egg that's where he's going. So he's come into possession of this device for himself, and he's basically saying to Sam, we have to stop Omega before it's too late. As to what Omega are planning to do with this exactly, who they're planning to contact, we know the one is getting more involved in the zombie storyline right now. So that's interesting. And then a couple of hours ago, earlier on today, Treyarch gave us yet another new teaser over on Twitter. They said, this is the only way. #zombies. And if we take a look at this one, it is different to what we usually get because it's a note, a letter. It's dated October 5th, 1984, and it reads, he told me he was doing it for the good of the motherland, for the good of us all. Omega is not who he is. He is alone, with no one to turn to. He found something in the mountains, a new operation. It scares him. He wants to meet, but I'm still here, under observation. He fears Requiem's bureaucracy will slow down the response, and that it will come too late. I made a promise to him, for the good of us all. Requiem is not who I am. I am alone, but there are people I can turn to. This is the only way. Now this is a note from Samantha where she's talking about Revanov. Well, she's talking about Revanov and herself. When she starts off by saying, he told me he was doing this for the good of the motherland, for the good of us all. Omega is not who he is. It's obvious from what Revanov has told us in the past. Samantha is talking about him. She feels that she and him are the same. Revanov doesn't feel that Omega is who he is, that it represents him, and Samantha feels the same. She doesn't feel that Requiem is who she is. And if you just watch the Firebase ending, you can understand this.
Matt's coming with us.
There is an operation underway in the Ural Mountains. I have to stay in the field.
This is the only way.
I told you once, Omega is not who we are. I do this for the good of the motherland. For the good of us all.
Try not to break anything else.
Remember, there's nothing so broken that it cannot be fixed.
Sam, are you okay?
I'm ready to come in, Weaver. We have a lot to talk about.
Revanov tells us at the end of that map he must stay in the field. As far as anyone's aware, he is still a part of Omega. Peck, Kravchenko, Gorov, none of those people know that he was the mole in Firebase C, that he was the one that let Samantha in. So as far as they know, he's still working for Omega, and he said at the end of the Firebase C Easter egg, he must stay in the field, he must travel to the Ural Mountains, so he can continue to watch what Omega are doing. And as far as Samantha goes, she wants to meet him, but of course she's currently under observation in Requiem's HQ. She's on the hospital bed for a couple of reasons. One, Requiem don't trust her, and two, there may be more to Samantha that we don't know. She was the one who caused the outbreak in Firebase C. She may have powers to control the undead, or at least in some way allow the creatures of the Dark Ether to escape. Samantha wants to be back out in the field with Revanov, but she can't. She isn't to be trusted. And there's a cool little Easter egg right at the end here, because Samantha writes, this is the only way, which is a reference to a quote that Rick often says. He said it many times throughout the zombie storyline, but if I just played this one for you guys.
It is the only way.
That's a classic one from Dryas and Draka, where Rick often says, it is the only way. So yeah, this is pretty interesting. Like I said, over the next few days, expect more and more teasers as we get to the Outbreak Easter egg. I've seen loads of people in the comment section getting confused thinking this is for the new map, but it isn't. This is for the Outbreak Easter egg on the 20th of May. As for the new map, Treyarch did say it should be coming in Season 4. It could be a little bit later, it could be sooner. Either way, it's still about a month away. I would honestly, and this is just my personal opinion, but I like Treyarch to focus more on survival maps now. I don't really see the point in adding new Outbreak maps. I don't see what that adds to the mode itself, because you play on these maps for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, you complete the objective and then you move on to the next location. It's not like a standard survival map where you were in that one map, that one area for, depending on how long you play, 1 hour, 30 minutes, 2 hours, 3 hours, depending on what round you get up to. But with Outbreak, you are in a map, an area for 10 to 15 minutes. So I don't really understand why they'd continue to use their funding, their resources and time in taking these maps from multiplayer and adding them to zombies. Because yes, whilst they are multiplayer maps, they've still got to put a lot of effort into them. They've got to add the zombie spawns, add all of these zombies mechanics, make sure these maps work well on zombies. After we get the Outbreak Easter egg, what point will there be to adding new maps to this mode? Because the Easter egg would have been completed. So for me, it just doesn't make too much sense. It will have been pretty much 5 months between Firebase C and our next round-based zombies map, which is the longest we've ever had to wait, and considering we've only got 2 zombies maps in the game, when Black Ops 4 had 6 maps by now, Black Ops 3 had 4 maps, Black Ops Cold War has 2 zombies maps and a bunch of multiplayer maps. I don't know, but for me personally, after May the 20th, I'd like to see all of the attention put on actual round-based maps. No more Outbreak maps. I know that's something we are going to get because Treyarch have said themselves we will be getting an Outbreak map that's specific for zombies, which is okay because we don't actually have that. All of the current maps in Outbreak are from multiplayer, so if they had an Outbreak map that was specifically made for zombies, that could be cool. That's also one of my other gripes about it. That Outbreak genuinely does just feel like a bunch of multiplayer maps with zombies added onto it, which is exactly what it is. But it's not only for Outbreak. I say the same thing about the round-based maps as well. D-Machine, especially Firebase C, there's just not really any character in these maps. If you compare them to Shadows of Evil, Dryas and Draka, Gorod Karov, the amount of life and character in those maps, they felt like zombies maps where D-Machine and Firebase C, they feel lifeless. They almost do feel like they could be multiplayer maps. Instead of adding more maps to Outbreak after the Easter egg, I'd like to see them spend more time on the round-based maps, making sure they actually feel like zombies maps, adding character, and also adding Easter eggs. That's the last thing I'll say. The zombies maps that we have, Firebase C and D-Machine, there are hardly any side Easter eggs. If we go back to BO4, every single zombies map in that game had so many Easter eggs. There was so much to do on the side, whereas in the ones that we have, they just feel empty. So yeah, my main point is I'd just like to see them focus on round-based maps and add more content into them. Make them feel like actual zombies maps with things to do other than completing the quest, and then that's it. We're left waiting for the next one. Anyway guys, there we go, that is it. A little bit of a rant at the end there, but it's just something I wanted to say. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Maybe you do or don't agree, and also what do you think of the teasers? We should be getting more over the next few days, so stay tuned on the channel. If there is something interesting, I'll be sure to update you guys. Drop a like rating, make sure you are subscribed, and I will see you in the next video. Until then, goodbye.